Millionaires aren't born lucky. They think differently. And it's precisely this difference that separates scarcity from abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "The mind is the vault where wealth is molded." Today you'll discover how to think like a millionaire and become one too. But be careful. What I'm about to reveal may challenge everything you've believed so far. Stay until the end and find out for yourself. Chapter 1. Millionaires aren't born lucky. They think differently. The greatest lie the world tells is that millionaires are just lucky people kissed by fate. But the truth, as Florence Scovel Shinn saw it, is that luck is nothing more than a mind tuned to the divine law of abundance. She put it like this: nothing happens by chance. Every achievement is drawn by the power of your words and imagination. Millionaires aren't born with gold coins tucked into their cradles. They're born with something far more powerful, a different way of thinking. While most people lean on tired phrases like money doesn't grow on trees or wealth is for the chosen few, millionaires believe the opposite. That prosperity is a divine right, available to anyone who aligns with spiritual and practical principles. The Bible backs this up. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." It's not the cash in your pocket that makes you rich. It's the vision you hold in your heart. Millionaires train their minds to spot opportunities where others see roadblocks, to find open doors where most see only walls. Take a simple example: the difference between complaining and giving thanks. Florence taught that every word you speak is a decree. If you say, "I'll never have enough money," life nods along and proves you right. But a millionaire, even in the face of setbacks, declares, "Everything I need comes to me at the perfect time." And guess what? That's exactly what they attract. Look at Joseph of Egypt, sold into slavery, wrongfully imprisoned, starting with nothing. Yet he carried a millionaire's mindset, brimming with faith and vision. When the moment came, he stood before Pharaoh and rose to become governor of Egypt, overseeing the nation's wealth. His mentality carved out space for the treasure that followed. Here's the kicker: millionaires don't wait to feel rich to think rich. They think rich first, and the wealth follows. That's the game changer. They know the mind shapes the mold, and money just fills it in. So, step 1. Guard your thoughts. Ask yourself, are my words and ideas screaming abundance or whispering scarcity? Is my mouth opening doors of gold or keeping me stuck in the desert? Florence said, "Life is a boomerang game. What you throw out comes back to you." Millionaires throw out faith, boldness, and positive declarations, and they reap results to match. If you want to think like them, start today. Swap defeatist phrases for victorious ones. Say, "I'm a magnet for prosperity. Divine abundance surrounds and guides me." Repeat it daily, not like some empty mantra, but like you're planting seeds that'll soon bloom. The truth is simple. Millionaires aren't born lucky. They're born with the same mind you have. The difference? How they use it. So I'm asking you, are you ready to shift your thinking to transform your life? If this hit home, drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. We're just getting started on this life-changing journey. Chapter 2. Breaking the cycle. Why most people never get rich. Have you ever noticed how some families seem stuck in the same old rut? Grandparents who struggled to make ends meet, parents who followed the same path, and kids who grow up believing life will always be that way. That's the cycle of scarcity, and most people never get rich because they never dare to challenge it. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "What we accept in our minds, we create in our lives." If you buy into the idea that money is hard to come by, that belief becomes a life sentence. You work and work, but it feels like money just slips through your fingers. The Bible puts it powerfully in Romans 12 verse 2. "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Conformity is the biggest roadblock to prosperity. Most people stay broke because they accept debt as normal, as if poverty is their fate. But here's the truth. Your destiny is shaped by your mindset. Look around. How many times have you heard someone say, "I wasn't born to be rich"? Those words, passed down through generations, sink deep roots. Florence taught us that thoughts are like seeds planted in the subconscious. If you sow seeds of limitation, you'll never reap abundance. Millionaires break this cycle because they dare to think differently. They don't parrot the crowd's beliefs. Instead of saying, "I never have enough," they declare, "The universe is brimming with opportunities, and I know how to seize them." It sounds like a small shift, but it's the difference between a life of lack and a life of plenty. Take a page from the Bible. The Israelites in the desert. They were free from slavery, but they kept grumbling, saying it'd be better to go back to Egypt. Their slave mindset held them captive. Until they changed their thinking, they couldn't step into the promised land. The same is true today. People don't prosper because they're still chained to the Egypt of old beliefs. Breaking this cycle takes guts. It's about looking inward and saying, "These words I keep repeating aren't mine, they're baggage I've carried without question." It's deciding that, from now on, your words will carry new weight, new purpose. Florence put it beautifully. Abundance doesn't come from outside, it comes from within. You attract what you believe is possible. Believe in lack and you'll find lack. Believe in abundance, and you'll start seeing paths that were once invisible. Oh, here's the question. What are you declaring about your financial life? Are you reinforcing the cycle of scarcity, or are you planting seeds of wealth? Millionaires aren't special, they're intentional. They choose every day what to think, what to say, what to believe. And that choice sets them apart. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment with one affirmation of abundance you're choosing to declare from today onward. And if this is opening your eyes, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. In the next chapters, we'll dive even deeper into turning your thoughts into real wealth. Chapter 3. The Millionaire Faith. Believing in abundance before it exists. One of the greatest secrets of millionaires isn't in their bank accounts. It's in their ability to believe before they see. While most people only trust what's already guaranteed, millionaires lean on something invisible yet unshakable. Faith, Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Faith opens the door to everything you desire. Without faith, you limit the divine power in your life." This faith isn't just religious in the traditional sense. It's a state of mind, an inner certainty. It's like saying, "I don't see the wealth yet, but I already know it's mine." The Bible backs this up in Hebrews 11 verse 1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. That's the key that sets millionaires apart from the crowd. Most people need to see to believe. Millionaires believe, then see. Think of Thomas Edison, who tried thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. If he'd given up after the first failures, he wouldn't have changed history. What kept him going was that millionaire faith, believing something was already real inside him, even before it took shape. So many people pray for prosperity but then sabotage it by muttering, "It's not going to work for me." That's a contradiction in terms. Florence warned, the spoken word has creative power, but doubt eats away at its roots. In other words, it's not enough to ask. You've got to back it up with unwavering certainty. A vivid biblical example is Abraham. God promised he'd be the father of a great nation, even when his old age and Sarah's barrenness screamed otherwise. Still, he believed, and the promise came true. That's the perfect picture of millionaire faith. Trusting in abundance when everything around you shouts scarcity. Millionaires apply this practically. They invest in ideas that don't yet exist in the market. They start projects without knowing where every resource will come from. They visualize success before the first result shows up. And because they dare to believe in the invisible, they attract opportunities most people never notice. Oh, here's the question. Do you only have faith in what you can already see, or can you believe in something that hasn't arrived yet? If you want wealth, start declaring, "I am already prosperous. Abundance is on its way." Say it not as a vague wish but as a rock-solid conviction. Florence said words charged with faith are like checks signed by the Bank of the Universe. Sooner or later, they clear. Maybe you don't see signs of change yet. But remember, millionaire faith doesn't lean on circumstances. It leans on the promise. Believe first, and the results will follow. Drop this in the comments. I believe in abundance before I see it. It'll strengthen your faith and inspire others. And if this chapter hit home, give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next lessons. Chapter 4. Reprogramming the Mind. How to turn thoughts into millions. A lot of people think getting rich is all about grinding, long hours, sweat, and sheer effort. But if that were true, the hardest workers in the world would all be millionaires. What sets them apart from the truly wealthy isn't the strength of their hustle, it's the quality of their mindset. Florence Scovel Shinn put it perfectly. The mind is a magnet. It attracts what it holds within. And that's where reprogramming your mind comes in. Learning to fill it with the right patterns, the right images, the right words that unlock invisible doors. Reprogramming your mind means swapping out old thoughts for new ones. It's not about erasing memories. It's about planting different seeds. If you grew up hearing that money is dirty, that wealth is a sin, or that if you're born poor, you die poor, those words are etched in your subconscious like unbreakable laws. That's why, even when an opportunity knocks, some people find a way to sabotage it. Their minds are wired to reject prosperity. Step 1 is awareness. You've got to pay attention to your daily thoughts and figure out which ones are your allies and which ones are stealing your abundance. Every time you think, "This is impossible," your mind sets a limit. Every time you say, "I've got this," you stretch that limit. Romans 12 verse 2 nails it. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what is the good, pleasing, and perfect will of God. Even the Bible confirms transformation starts in your head. Step 2 is substitution. If your mind is loaded with negative phrases, you need to replace them with declarations of faith and abundance. Instead of "money is hard to come by," say, "Money flows to me with ease and joy." Instead of "I'm just unlucky," try, "Divine luck follows me every day." These aren't just pretty words. They're spiritual codes that align your mind with prosperity. Step 3 is visualization. Millionaires think in pictures, not in lack. They see themselves living their dreams long before there's any sign of them. This isn't escaping reality. It's creating a bigger one. Jesus said in Mark 11 verse 24, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." The secret is in that word, believe. It's about trusting before you see, picturing before you receive. Step 4 is disciplined repetition. Your mind doesn't change overnight. Just like an athlete trains their body, you've got to train your thoughts every single day. Florence taught that affirmations need to be repeated until they become second nature, woven into your speech and imagination. That's the difference between those who just dream and those who achieve. So, here's my question. Are you ready to rewire your mind to think like a millionaire? If you are, start today. Watch your words, shift your beliefs, and visualize your future with bold confidence. That's how you plant the seeds of millions within you. If this resonates, seize the moment. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and drop a comment with the affirmation you're choosing to reprogram your mind starting now. Your engagement helps spread this message to more people. Chapter 5. The Inspiring Examples. How the Millionaires of the Bible Thought. Many people think the Bible only talks about poverty, sacrifice, and suffering. But if you read it closely, you'll find a different truth. Dozens of men and women prospered because they grasped God's principles of abundance. These figures didn't get rich by chance. They aligned their minds with faith, vision, and obedience to God. In many ways, they were the first spiritual millionaires. Take Solomon, for example. When he became king, he didn't ask for riches. He asked for wisdom. That choice revealed a different kind of thinking. He understood that wealth follows the right mindset. And the result? "I have also given you what you did not ask for, riches and honor, so that no king will compare to you all your days." 1 Kings 3 verse 13. Solomon didn't chase gold. He tuned his mind and heart, and the gold chased him. Then there's Abraham, the father of faith. He left his homeland with no guarantees, trusting only in God's promise. The Bible says, Abraham was very rich in livestock, silver, and gold. Genesis 13 verse 2. He believed before he saw. He followed an invisible calling and was rewarded with visible abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn always said faith removes invisible barriers. Abraham is living proof. Look at Joseph too, sold into slavery by his own brothers. To the world he was doomed to misery. But Joseph kept his mind locked on the dream God gave him. Every time he fell, he rose stronger. Eventually, he became governor of Egypt, overseeing the nation's greatest wealth. Joseph shows it doesn't matter where you start. It's how you program your mind to finish. And don't forget Job. He lost everything but never lost his faith. Even surrounded by pain and loss, he declared, "I know that my Redeemer lives." Job 19 verse 25. His story's ending is staggering. The Lord blessed the latter days of Job more than his beginning. Job 42 verse 12. Job ended up with double what he had before. He proved that a mind anchored in God can cross any desert and reach fertile ground. These stories reveal something powerful. Biblical millionaires weren't just rich in possessions but in vision, faith, and courage. They saw before they owned. They thought abundance in the face of scarcity. They trusted in visible promises and were rewarded with visible wealth. Here's something to chew on. If they could do it in such tough times, why can't you today, with so much knowledge and opportunity around you? The secret isn't out there, it's in you. It's how you think, speak, and believe that shapes your harvest. Oh, I ask you, are you ready to think like these giants of faith? If so, start today. Replace fear with vision, doubt with trust, poverty with abundance. If this message hit home, subscribe to the channel now. Drop a comment with a biblical figure who inspires you most, and share this video with someone who needs to start thinking differently. Chapter 6. Breaking Curses. Overcoming inherited beliefs about money. Have you ever stopped to think about all the sayings about money you heard growing up? Money doesn't grow on trees. The rich don't get into heaven. You've got to work yourself to death to have anything. These phrases, passed down through generations, act like invisible little curses. They get lodged in your subconscious, creating silent blocks that stop so many people from thriving. The Bible shows us that words have power. Proverbs 18 verse 21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." If words can breathe life, they can also chain you down. When these sayings are repeated in families, they become shackles handed from parents to kids, often without anyone noticing. Think about how many times you felt guilty just for wanting wealth. That guilt didn't come out of nowhere, it was taught. Many tie money to greed, as if abundance itself is a sin. But the truth is, greed and selfishness can live in rich and poor alike. Money doesn't change your heart, it just amplifies what's already there. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that to prosper, you've got to clear out your inner landscape. She said, "It's not your outer enemies holding you back, but the hidden enemies in your own mind. And those enemies are often the beliefs you inherited." Look at Gideon in Judges 6. He came from a poor family and saw himself as the least in his house. But the angel of the Lord called him out. "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." His mindset screamed limitation, but God saw a victor. Gideon had to shatter those inherited beliefs to step into his calling. We too need to confront the inner voices echoing what we heard as kids. You can start right now by declaring the opposite. Where they said, "Money is dirty," say, "Money is a clean tool that creates blessings in my hands." Where they repeated, "Only those who suffer are saved," declare, "I'm called to live a life of abundance." Where they claimed, "The rich don't go to heaven," proclaim, "My wealth glorifies God." Prayer is also a powerful tool to break these invisible chains. Ask God to reveal the phrases, beliefs, and thoughts that didn't come from Him and are holding back your prosperity. In Jesus' name, you can undo those unconscious agreements and write a new story for your mind and your family. And here's the thing. A curse isn't just some mystical hex, it's also a mental program. And every program can be rewritten. The Apostle Paul wrote in Romans 12 verse 2, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." That's the secret. To live like a millionaire, you've got to think like one. Oh, I ask you, are you still repeating phrases you inherited without realizing it? Which ones do you need to let go of today to make room for abundance? If this message resonates, drop this in the comments. I break every limiting belief right now. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. This is your chance to rewire your mind and take the first step toward financial freedom. Chapter 7. Mental Discipline. Daily Habits that Shape Millionaires. A lot of people think millionaires are just lucky. The truth: lasting wealth comes from mental discipline. You train your mind like an athlete trains their body. Every single day, no excuses. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that your word is your wand, and that there's no lack in the divine mind, but you've got to make that truth real through simple, faithful habits. The Bible backs it up. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. Renewal isn't a one-time event, it's a routine. Here's how to do it. Sacred first 10 minutes. Before touching your phone, start with silence, deep breaths, and a short prayer for provision. Father, you are my source. Today I walk in ideas, open doors, and favor. Meditate on Joshua 1 verse 8. Meditate on it day and night. By dedicating the start of your day, you set the tone for the rest. Focus, peace, and direction. Targeted affirmations. Don't just repeat random phrases. Declare what you want to see with purpose. God guides me to prosperous decisions. Opportunities find me easily. My income grows steadily. I honor and manage every resource well. Remember Proverbs 18 verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Words trigger your emotions and actions. Detailed visualization. Close your eyes and picture your goal as done. A signed contract, a grateful client, a positive bank balance, debts paid off, a generous gift you give. Feel the moment. Proverbs 23 verse 7 says, "As a person thinks in their heart, so they are." Your mind can't tell the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. Your body responds and acts accordingly. Content diet. Feed your spirit with wisdom. Read a psalm or proverb daily. Proverbs 21 verse 5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit. 10 pages of a good book, and 10 minutes of technical study in your field. This builds your knowledge base and creates coincidences. Really, preparation meeting opportunity. Rule of 3 value actions. Every morning, write down 3 concrete steps to move you closer to your financial goal. A key call, a proposal sent, a product tweak, a live video, a tested ad, a booked presentation. 3 actions a day for 90 days can transform any situation. Whatever you do, do it heartily, as to the Lord. Colossians 3 verse 23. Mental hygiene, complaint fast. Cut out whining, comparing, and fear-stoking news. When a scarcity narrative creeps in, shut it down. Cancelled. I choose God's truth. I am supplied now. 2 Corinthians 10 verse 5. Take every thought captive. Every thought you redirect reclaims your power. Conscious financial review. Wealth loves order. Spend 15 minutes daily checking your numbers. Income, expenses, pricing, margins, upcoming bills, revenue opportunities. Pray over your spreadsheets. Lord, bless the work of my hands. Deuteronomy 28 verse 12. Spiritual plus practical equals momentum. Non-negotiable micro-commitments. Instead of vowing huge changes, make small promises you keep even on bad days. 1 call, 1 proposal, 1 piece of content, 1 reading, 1 act of generosity. Small bricks build skyscrapers. Whoever is faithful in little is faithful in much. Luke 16 verse 10. Daily generosity. Give something every day. Money, time, knowledge, a referral. Generosity trains your mind for abundance. If you can give, you must have. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Proverbs 11 verse 24. Giving isn't loss. It's a signal to heaven and your psyche that you live in flow. End of day wrap. Gratitude and direction. Write down 3 wins from the day and 3 goals for tomorrow. Give thanks in advance. Thank you, God, because what I've asked for is already on its way. Mark 11 verse 24. Sleep with that victorious image. Your brain processes memories and priorities during sleep. Program it for prosperity. Mental discipline isn't harsh. It's daily alignment of thought, word, and action. When these habits stack up, luck shows up. But really, you built it. If this chapter spoke to you, comment, "I practice millionaire discipline." If you're ready for this journey, subscribe for the next chapters. Let's train for wealth every day. Chapter 8. Early Gratitude. Celebrating before the harvest arrives. Many wait for the blessing to arrive before they give thanks. But true millionaires of faith, those who blend material wealth with spiritual wisdom, know that gratitude in advance is the key. Florence Scovel Shinn said it best: "Give thanks before you receive, and you'll open the doors to the impossible." The Bible backs this up. Whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. Mark 11 verse 24. Notice it doesn't say when you have it, but when you believe. A mind wired for abundance celebrates before the reality shows up. That's the big secret. Acting like you already have it, even if your pockets are empty. Gratitude in advance isn't delusion. It's active faith. It's like a farmer who sows seeds and smiles at the harvest, even when all he sees is dry soil. He thanks God for the coming bounty because he trusts the divine law. What you plant, blooms. Florence taught that gratitude creates a magnetic field that pulls in situations, people, and opportunities. When you give thanks for a contract you haven't signed, a house you haven't bought, or $1 million idea that hasn't sparked yet, your energy shifts. Your mind, body, and even your voice start acting like it's already yours. And the universe responds. Too many block their prosperity because they only give thanks after the win. That keeps their mind stuck in lack, always waiting. But when you practice gratitude in advance, you break that cycle of scarcity. It's like declaring, "I know it's mine because God's already working it out." Biblical examples drive this home. Before multiplying the loaves and fish, Jesus gave thanks, John 6 verse 11. The miracle came after the gratitude. Paul also urged, "Give thanks in all circumstances," 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 18. Not just when things are going great, but always, because gratitude plants the seed for miracles. And practice, spiritual millionaires make gratitude a habit. They write in journals, "Thank you, Lord, for my thriving business. I'm grateful for the financial freedom that's already mine. I thank you for the creative ideas that bring me millions." They say it, repeat it, and feel it. This builds faith and mental discipline. Gratitude in advance is also a shield against anxiety. When your mind wants to spiral into fear, gratitude pulls it back and realigns it. It's like saying, "I don't care what I see, I know who I trust." It's a bold spiritual act that reshapes destinies. Oh, what about you? Do you already thank God for what hasn't shown up yet? Why not start today? List 3 things you desire and write a gratitude prayer as if they're already real. Repeat it daily with emotion and certainty. If this teaching touched your heart, drop a comment sharing what you're going to start thanking God for, even before you see it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video so more people can discover this knowledge. Chapter 9. Calculated Risk. The courage that separates millionaires from dreamers. Being a millionaire isn't just about luck or opportunity. It's about strategic courage. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that abundance flows to those who dare to act, but with discernment. The Bible backs this up. The plans of the diligent lead to profit, but haste brings poverty. Proverbs 21 verse 5. The secret lies in balancing boldness with wisdom, vision, and faith. Conscious millionaires know every investment, every decision, every step must be thoughtful, analyzed, and prayed over. It's not about reckless gambles but calculated risks grounded in planning, solid information, and spiritual clarity. This sets them apart from dreamers waiting for miracles without action. Dreamers sit and hope. Millionaires move with faith, trusting the universe rewards initiative aligned with divine principles. Take Joseph in Egypt as a biblical example. He didn't let the harsh reality of slavery or prison define him. With courage, he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams, took responsibility, and strategically stored food during years of plenty. The payoff was massive, transforming not just his life but an entire nation. Genesis 41 verses 33 to 49. Joseph's calculated risk was rooted in faith and a sharp reading of divine signs. In today's world, this means taking action despite financial uncertainty, new ventures, or career shifts. Millionaires ask, what's the potential reward? What are the risks? How do I protect my capital and time? And most importantly, how do I align my moves with my spiritual principles and ethical values? These answers separate those who build real wealth from those who merely dream. Another layer of calculated risk is refusing to buckle under market pressure, public opinion, or temporary setbacks. Faith-driven millionaires see adversity as a test, not a permanent roadblock. They know how to wait, plan, and act with courage when the moment is right. Fear or indecision only delays prosperity. Embracing calculated risk also means accepting temporary failures as lessons. The Bible says, "The righteous may fall 7 times but rise again." Proverbs 24 verse 16. Every analyzed mistake, corrected and turned into purposeful action, brings a millionaire closer to their goal. Failure isn't defeat. It's spiritual and strategic training for true wealth. Here's your challenge. Identify one financial or professional decision you've been putting off out of fear. Pray, plan, and act with faith, remembering that true courage is anchored in wisdom and divine alignment. Drop a comment below and share the calculated risk you're taking this week to step closer to your prosperity. Like this video if you're ready to strengthen your courage to act with faith. Subscribe and hit the bell for more spiritual strategies to turn dreams into real wealth. Chapter 10, Final Revelation. Wealth is not luck, it's mindset. The profound truth Florence Scovel Shinn unveils is that wealth isn't about luck. It's about the mindset we cultivate. Millionaires don't wait for external circumstances to shape their financial reality. They know that intentional thoughts, words, and actions create the life they desire. The Bible confirms this. As a person thinks in their heart, so they are. Proverbs 23 verse 7, revealing that the mind is the true battleground for abundance. A wealth mindset means rewiring scarcity patterns, replacing doubt with faith and fear with confidence. Most people tie wealth to grueling effort, luck, or rare opportunities, but Shinn teaches that true millionaires start from within. They think rich, speak rich, and act rich, and from this alignment, prosperity flows naturally. This mindset is built daily through affirmative declarations, visualizations, and habits rooted in abundance. Every negative thought is a roadblock to wealth's energy. Every word of faith is a gateway to opportunity. That's why prayer, spiritual mantras, and consistent habits are vital tools for reshaping the subconscious and attracting lasting results. Look at Solomon in the Bible. His wealth didn't just come from inheriting David's legacy. It stemmed from a mindset of wisdom, discernment, and strategic vision. He asked God for understanding, and wealth followed as a natural outcome of his aligned mindset. 1 Kings 3 verses 9 to 13. The lesson is clear. Spiritual and material riches are the fruits of a mind in harmony with divine will. Here's how to apply it. Pay attention to your thoughts and words today. Swap "I can't" for "I can." "I don't have" for "I receive." Practice gratitude in advance for what's coming. True millionaires know that mental persistence turns possibilities into reality. Wealth isn't magic. It's the manifestation of a consistent, disciplined mindset. But a wealth mindset also demands inspired action. Thinking alone isn't enough. You must move toward your goals. These actions aren't frantic. They're planned, smart, and backed by faith, each step an extension of your abundant mindset. When you internalize these practices, you create a virtuous cycle. Positive thoughts spark affirming words. Affirming words inspire right actions. Right actions yield results, and results reinforce the mindset. It's the divine cycle of wealth that transforms an ordinary person into a true millionaire. Drop a comment. What mindset shift will you embrace today to start attracting wealth consciously? Like this video if you're ready to strengthen your millionaire mindset. Subscribe and hit the bell for more teachings blending faith, mindset, and real prosperity. True wealth doesn't spring from luck, chance, or external opportunities. It begins in the mind, gains strength through words, and comes to life through actions aligned with faith and divine will. Florence Scovel Shinn reminds us that those who think rich, act rich, and speak rich create an unstoppable flow of abundance. The Bible confirms it. The mind and heart are the fertile ground for prosperity. With right thoughts, faithful words, conscious actions, and gratitude for what's yet to come, the millionaire within you awakens, grows, and manifests in the real world. Ultimately, wealth isn't just about money. It's about awareness, mindset, and the certainty that you were born to thrive. Like this video to supercharge your millionaire mindset. Subscribe and hit the bell to get daily teachings blending faith, mindset, and real prosperity. See you in the next video.